Hi, Scorpios. How are you? Welcome to Weekly Reading with me, Cindy. So, I don't know. Can we surprise Scorpio? I always find Scorpio to be so intuitive. So this is supposed to be surprise week. So it's supposed to be surprising clarity about something. We're trying to pull out some cards here to give you some surprising clarity regarding a situation, a circumstance, whatever it might be. So the whole idea is, it might be something that, you know, you've been trying to understand a situation better. A lot of the readings this week have been about a person. So maybe, you know, and that would be a good way to get clarity, because you don't necessarily need clarity on yourself, but that can come out too. I think that kind of came out a bit for Aries. So let's see, actually, and a bit for Taurus about making the choice. So let's see, Scorpio, what is this going to be about? What are they going to talk about? What are your spirit guides talking about here with the Eight of Pentacles? Work. All right, there you go. The Eight of Pentacles. Working on something here. You need clarity on something that you're working on. Something that I want to say you're passionate about. All of these beautiful flowers have started to bloom on this, it's almost like it looks like a beanstalk or something. It's a big stalk. There's a lot of flowers. So you've worked towards something here and you're starting to get the rewards in it, but there's still some work involved. Let's see. What else? What else do we have? What do we do? Excuse me. I'm so sorry. I think I need to get a humidifier for the new house. I don't think the one that's on this furnace is working or something, because it's dry and my nose is so tickly. It's really tickly. I might sneeze a few times. I'm so sorry. Okay. Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. What does Scorpio need to know regarding this Eight of Pentacles? How are we going to bring in this clarity? What is the story behind this Eight of Pentacles for Scorpio? What is the story? One more card. The Four of Swords. Oh, maybe you need a break from all the work. Have you been putting in a little too much work here? Too much work. Needing a break from all this work. All right. The Four of Swords, you know, is someone who needs to rest, needs to, wow, look at this. Oh, you're pushing yourself hard, I'm getting you're pushing yourself really hard. So the Four of Swords is the first one came out, which to me is like because it came out on its own and it was the first one that came out, is very significant. So it's kind of like your spirit guides, the universe is saying is really, you're coming up to the point where you really need to take some time for yourself here. So you need to pull away a bit from some of the things that you put yourself into all the time. Literally, like, get more rest. Just give your mind some time to relax. Give your mind some time to relax here with this Four of Swords. Even meditate a little bit. And then you got the Eight of Wands. The Death card, there you are. There's your energy, Scorpio. Followed by the Hanged Man. There's something, yeah, something is about to change in this situation where I feel like you're putting too much of yourself into it. I get that a lot with Scorpio, you know? Seems like you guys do really put a lot of yourself into things, to the point where you really, I mean, the universe is screaming at you here to take this break with the Four of Swords. You really need to take this break with the Four of Swords. The Eight of Wands is telling me that there's some sort of communication or direction. I want to say like a change of direction in something. And with it being the Death card and the Hanged Man, everything is going to look different. You're going to have a different perspective, which why I think it's probably a good reason to be in the Four of Swords, to be resting and reflecting, because there's a change coming in here. With the Death card followed by the Hanged Man, I feel as if you are going to be going through a transformation, but that's so Scorpio. So much transformation takes place. This Death card is really fascinating. There's this Grim Reaper is holding, it's like strands of DNA. And then there's these little balls of, They're almost like pixies trapped inside these balls, and there's literally like little sperms swimming around this. It's almost like, you know, I always like to call it, when I see this card, I'm going to stand up and show it to you so you can see all the detail in it. It's like a DNA activation. You're kind of moving towards an energy that's really going to change your perspective, because it's almost as if it's turning on something inside you that wasn't on before. Whether that's a deeper point of intuition, or if it's, I feel it's a higher perspective with the Hanged Man. A much higher perspective than what you had before. And somehow it doesn't feel linked to the Eight of Pentacles. I feel like the Eight of Pentacles is what is wearing you out. Something that you're working a lot on. Something that you're putting a lot of yourself into here. And this is almost like a little tap on the shoulder to say, hey, Scorpio, if you can, pull yourself away a bit. Give yourself a little more time to rest here. To kind of recuperate from all the work you've been putting in towards whatever this is. It could be like physically, like work, like where you go to work. Maybe it's work in your home, work in your family. There's something you're putting a lot of yourself into. The Eight of Pentacles is usually like some sort of craft though. What your craft is, what you're working on. But this feels different, like almost like a bit of an ascension energy, like going on to a whole new level of perspective again. So much of that going on lately with these readings, a lot of that. And it's coming towards you with this Eight of Wands. So I'm going to put this deck, that was the Millennium Thoth deck. The Seven of Swords is on the bottom of it. I kind of feel like, yeah, you need to get out of some of this energy. This tiring you. You need to take a break here from something, because you do. When you go through sort of like a higher awareness of yourself, you get a stronger perspective on everything. It is, you do need to sleep. And then sometimes I think you sort of start to pull in messages. Your subconscious will communicate to you through dreams as well. And you will get answers that you weren't getting answers to from before. Wow, the Four of Wands just came out all on its own here. Ooh, I feel like you're moving towards a much happier cycle. You're really moving towards a much happier cycle here. But you've got to get ready to give yourself a break. I want to ask about the Eight of Wands itself. The Eight of Wands. What can you tell Scorpio about the Eight of Wands? The Eight of Cups came out. Oh my goodness, isn't that funny? So now we have an 8 clarifying an 8 for us. Really going into your own inner strength here. Really looking at what's not going on this journey. I feel though like something is going to happen to put you on that journey. It doesn't feel like you're just going to wake up one morning and say, okay, I'm going to go on an Eight of Cups journey. I'm going to walk away from things that aren't serving me, and I'm going to walk towards what is. It, you know, it can come out like that, but that would have been triggered by something, I'm feeling like. It's like something will trigger that for you. To this self-reflection. This Death card, this really feels like some sort of, what is this activating? This is some sort of like almost a DNA activation with this Scorpio Death card. It's a very powerful energy coming off of this. What is this DNA activation about? What is this regarding for Scorpio? This DNA activation. Wow, the Seven of Swords. That's what the underlying is. Oh, I really need to look at this card. I feel like it's more than just the typical Seven of Swords. Okay, yeah, there's 3 choices here. I swear, Scorpio gets like some of the deepest, darkest stuff you gotta go through. It's like, so there's this dog here, this big dog, and he's hiding this chicken bone behind his legs. And he's got these 3, you know, cups or saucers that I guess he's made the other dog think he's hidden it under, and he's got to make a choice here. The other little dog has got to make a choice. But of course, it doesn't matter what he chooses, he's not going to get it right. So I do feel like this is opening up your intuition somehow. There's some things that you haven't been able to see clearly. If it feels as if that, you know, the universe is tricking you with things. You kind of think something a certain way, and then you get involved in it, and it's not that way at all. It's like, man, what is going on here? It's not that way at all. So it's almost like these things have been happening to start trying to trigger or wake up another part of your deeper intuition so that you can see these little tricks that get played. That's how this is waking it up inside you. It's pushing it to a point, right? It's almost, I want to say, like that, you know, it's like the straw that broke the camel's back. Like you take it, you take it, you take it, you deal with it, you deal with it, you deal with it. And then finally, like, that's just enough. You've had enough. And it's almost as if that happens to you somehow. And by doing that, it triggers this intuitive point within you, within your mind, that just opens up and activates. And now here, look at how you sit. Like, I just love this Hanged Man. Sitting there so calmly, so balanced. All that intuition, all the great energy around them really reminds me of the heart chakra energy. So really connecting with divine here. Really getting like a divine connection. But it's pushing you. It's like pushing your buttons to get you there. It really is like pushing your buttons to get you there, Scorpio. So let's get more about the Four of Fire, or the Four of Wands here. It feels like it's going to, like you're going to be much happier, much happier in your relationships. And even making you more aware of connections that are deeper for you, like soulmate connections, almost recognizing them right away. The Two of Cups. Absolutely, that's exactly what we're going here. It's exactly where this is taking you. This is activating something in you to have that deeper intuition, which you guys already have. Like, this is probably on a deeper level than most of the other signs. And the universe has been pushing your buttons here. Things haven't worked out. I want to say, like, this could be a relationship connection here with the Four of Wands and the Two of Cups. So, if, you know, you've been in and out of relationships that haven't worked, it seemed like up front, like you kind of figured it, you could see how this was going, and then it took a turn. And this is almost like, I want to say, something that's been repeating in your life. Thinking like, how do I not see this red flag? How am I not seeing this red flag every time? So now is the point. Now you're moving into this energy, and you're going to be very aware. Very aware. And I want to say, the next connection that you have with someone, you're going to identify a soulmate. You will identify a soulmate in this. You will also, the soulmates that you have connections with now, like this may or may not be romantic. It's definitely celebration. This is a very long-term connection that you're moving yourself towards, but you wouldn't have recognized it if you didn't go through this sort of awakening process. This awakening process is preparing you to meet this person. And whether it's a friendship or it's romantic, it's really like meant to spend the rest of your lives together on this journey, always have a connection in some way. And you wouldn't have recognized it the same way. I want to say it's probably very different from anyone you've ever met before. Very different. How is this person so different? What are the differences in this person that Scorpio hasn't had in other people or other relationships? Sky Puppy. Yeah, okay. So the Sky Puppy is the Page of Swords. So it is a very, very new. This person could even be younger than you. This person could be younger than you. Their intuition. The intuition in and around and surrounding this person is very, like, new. It's going to feel very new. There's going to be, you're just going to feel something that you haven't felt before. A connection. I'm feeling like some of you are literally saying, I've been through this. I feel that I finally found this, like with someone. So let's go further in here to kind of see where this is going. Because this is supposed to give you, you know, surprising clarity. I think this is a pretty interesting surprise. For your intuition to be activated in this way to prepare you for meeting up with a very deep soulmate connection here. And when you meet that person, when you connect with them, you're just going to intuit, and they're going to intuitively know too. They may even be going through the same thing. It may even be like another Scorpio that you're coming towards, but it could be, with Sky Puppy, it could be an Aquarian, Gemini, or Libra energy. But there's definitely going to be a very strong intuitive connection between the two of you. And it's kind of reminding me of the first part of this reading where I talked about the Four of Swords. And sometimes, you know, having that rest, taking time to literally sleep, like to sleep, because it is also a way for the subconscious mind to communicate with you. I always like to imagine, you know, when you go to sleep, your brain is like a computer and it's doing a defrag. It's defragging everything that's gone on throughout the last time you slept. And if you haven't been sleeping well or you haven't been taking the time to rest, that hard drive is getting a little messed up. It's getting difficult to make quick decisions, to make decisions that really link to the situation, right? Because there's all this information, and if it hasn't been defragged, it's only, you know, it's like a filing cabinet that's a big mess. You got to get it all organized. So that's what goes on. I kind of like to imagine at night, your brain is defragging, and it's also trying to make sense on a very deeper level, very symbolic level of things that you've been through, what you're going through. But I feel like there's messages in there. There might even be some initial communication between you and someone else through sleep. Have you ever had that where you dream about someone and you don't recognize them? I've never met this person before. They don't look familiar, but there's something about their energy is familiar. And then, you know, maybe weeks or months later, you meet someone and there's that energy feeling. It's like, whoa, I feel like I've met you before. And like that could be through sleep, through dream, which I think might be happening here for you. You may be already connecting with this person, or you will through sleep, while you're being guided with this Four of Swords to take a break here. To take a break because there's something a little bit bigger that the universe would like to bring towards you. But if you don't take this sleep, if you don't let the brain defrag, you're not going to be really prepared for this connection. This connection probably won't happen. I kind of think the universe plays things out that if there's someone you're supposed to connect with, or a situation that you're supposed to go towards, and it should play out in a certain way, like a very high vibrational beneficial energy for you and them and even others around you. If you're not in that energy, the connection's not going to happen. You're going to miss each other, right? So let's say you're going to bump into each other on the subway train. Yeah, you're both going to end up getting on different subway cars continuously until something finally clicks, till you finally take that Four of Swords and you finally take that rest and rejuvenate and you sleep and you dream state. Oh yeah, oh yeah. See, she knows how to do it. Dogs are so intuitive. It's because they sleep so much, right? So, and then when you do that, then you both get on the same subway car and boop, you bump into each other. And there's that familiar feeling like, oh, I've never seen you before. I'm on this train all the time. Me too. Isn't that funny? And then, you know, that's kind of how it can go. All right, so this seems pretty, Queen of Swords. I feel like I'm getting information about this connection. So it's likely somebody who might have a lot of air in their zodiac. They may themselves, like maybe their sun is an Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. I feel though too with the Queen of Swords that they have been themselves going on a journey and kind of eliminating, I want to stop saying cutting things out. I'm going to try to be like the softer, gentler Cindy. So they're kind of like eliminating, you know, with the butter knife, just scraping off the top the things that don't serve them so well. So they've been going through this. If they're not an air sign energy, they've been utilizing that for themselves to clear their energy, to be able to do something like you're doing, which is this Eight of Cups by this Eight of Wands. Let's get more information about this Two of Cups. Wow, very grounded energy. Page of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. So this person probably has a lot of, I want to say, air and earth energy to them. Well, they've come across it quite quickly. I see that, looking at this Knave of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, I feel that they have almost done leaps and bounds. And they do leaps and bounds in development of themselves and even in their position in life quite quickly. There's like nothing between this Page of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. Just started something new, went on to some sort of new journey, was learning something new, took on a new, maybe a new job or a new position. Wow, like really became successful quite quickly into the King of Pentacles, or that's what they're doing. And yeah, actually, look at this, because we have the Page of the Sky Puppy is the Page of Swords with the Queen of Swords. That's what this person does. They take on new things that they may be completely inexperienced in, and they master it quite quickly. So it almost as if this person, this Two of Cups that you are moving towards here, has recently probably gone through some sort of awakening process, and they've activated something in themselves. Things are just clicking, and when they're clicking, it's because they're really aligned with their deeper self. So they're just automatically knowing not to go to certain situations. That doesn't serve me. It's not even on their radar almost, right? Look at this seven, like not realizing that this isn't a good situation. They're past that point now. They're getting past that point. This energy could be reversed again, because it is a general reading. It could be you yourself right at this point, and your person is going through this Four of Swords and Eight of Wands and Cups. But I feel more like it's you. I really do feel more like it's you with the Death card here. But this person is really... What the Four of Wands? Let's get clarification for the Four of Wands. They're doing leaps and bounds here, big time. Four of Wands. I'm just, this could be someone... Yeah, Ace of Cups. This is definitely, there's a lot of love and feeling connected with you and this person. The Ace of Cups is clarifying this Four of Wands. Okay, so it's new. I want to say it's new. Let's get one more card. One more card. Okay, something came out. Anything else? Oh, one flipped. It's new. Four of Cups. But they've turned that into, yeah, they go, ooh, the Six of Swords. I think for some of you, this is someone that you're already connected with, and they have done the work. They have really done the work. Like maybe, you were always seeing them making bad choices, even between you and them, things that just didn't serve the connection to its higher good, things that weren't serving their higher good, but they have really done the work here. Whether you know this person or not, they have the Six of Swords. So there is a possibility for some of you that this might be someone, I don't even want to say from your past, almost someone that you deal with now, that you're in a connection with now, and just being really frustrated with how things have been going with them. But they're fixing that, like fixing it pretty fast. And here, going from this Four of Cups again to the Ace of Cups. Just, something was disappointing. Being the sort of person to just sit and focus on the disappointment and not move forward. And then just saying, no, I'm pulling out aces, man. I'm pulling out aces. I'm making new beginnings here. This person has really stepped it up. The Two of Cups is at the bottom. Yeah, this is a great connection. This is going to turn into a really good, strong connection, Scorpio, that you have with this person. They may have even tried to start like business projects in the past as well, and things just didn't work out, but their intuition is just clicking in right now, and they are really figuring it all out. They're really figuring it out, which is awesome. I don't know what else to ask. Like, it seems pretty clear at this point. Oh, I don't know if that's a short video or what, but I mean, that's what we were looking for. We got your DNA activation here. I feel like we brought in some pretty good clarity for you, you know, to recognize the importance of the sleep stage for you, the state of that and what goes on. It is like a brain defrag here, and you can't do, you can't get this. This is your energy. This is, you are all about death and rebirth, death and rebirth, death and rebirth, whether that's physical situations, and it often is in your life, Scorpio, but it's also even relationships, the death and rebirth of those, but it's within yourself. I always feel with Scorpio, it is a very internal death and rebirth in a lifetime of a Scorpio. And there's been some sort of stall perhaps in that, but because with every death and rebirth, you have this growth, and there's this enormous amount of growth, almost like this last bit of really high intuitive knowing that wants to turn on for you. But you know, you can't load a new program into the computer if it hasn't been defragged in a while, right? It's got to get defragged so that you have some file space to put that new program in there. It's almost like what that's like. That's kind of how I see that's going on here for you, Scorps. And by doing that, it's going to open your mind, and you're going to see clearly when you connect with this person. Yeah, there you go. That was surprisingly clear, actually. I like that. That's a pretty cool reading, Scorpio. I hope you all enjoyed it. I don't know. I feel like I should pull more cards, but that's kind of the story, no? Yeah, Lily, she's practicing it right there. Look at that. See? She's practicing. She's defragging so that she can get more intuition going for her. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. She's really out like a light. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed that reading. Thanks for letting me do that for you. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.